When I was coming for the promotion of my earlier Hindi film Devdas, I was coming to the UK and en route to US. Well, Gurinder came and met me here in London, and that's when she told me about this idea that she had, and I was more than glad to work with her on it. In November she came down to India and completed all the formalities, and I was signed on, and I was extremely happy. She brought the script, and I think she and Paul were very clever with it, and it was a wonderful script, and I was really pleased to be playing the part of Lizzie, a la Lalita, in Pride and Prejudice. I feel the more we talk about our characters, about the storyline, it tends to dilute what the film is all about and kind of tends to create preconceived ideas. So I always leave this open to the audience to come forth and see it, but I think the fact that you're given an idea that this is Lizzie from Pride and Prejudice is a fairly broad giveaway on who the character is in the given storyline. It's funny, it's traditional, it's a love story, and it's a family film. I think it's very cleverly set in bringing it into the modern day, using an Indian family, the Bakshis here for the Bennets, and then again talking about the global culture. It's really about the East and the West, and the love story where the twain shall eventually meet. So it makes it interesting. The fact that you're using, that you're going to be working with people from the three parts of the world as well. I mean, this is one film where you're using artists, or even technicians for that matter, an entire unit of this film, which involves people from the Indian film industry. Gurinder is a British filmmaker. So she's British. She's got a couple of actors who are from the British film industry. She's got technicians from here. And then again, she's working with actors from the US. And then, while in doing that, you have all of us belonging to one film. Basic facts, yes, this is my first English film, technically. So even though I may be speaking English in every day of my life, but when you're working in an English film, it is discovering a new medium. Just like in India, I've worked in Hindi films, which is the national language, but I've also worked in Tamil films and Bengali films. And when you work in a different language, you're addressing a different body language, a different intonations, different renderings. So it is, thereby being the first time, it was like a fresh study for me. The routine, the schedule was tough, exhausting, but fun, and I think that combination is rare, and we all had a lot of fun making this movie. Running through the fountains I haven't done before. It looked glorious, I mean, it looked fabulous, and I think that's precisely why Gurinder used that. But that's what she would, or I guess anybody else would define as a Bollywood moment, because we have songs in our movies, and in our song situations, sometimes they're normal, or they're set in a house, or they're situation based, and sometimes they're an absolute a dream situation where you're just transposed into this new world, maybe a new country, maybe a new city, or maybe just a new experience, and things like this which you wouldn't otherwise regularly do. It makes for a magnificent moment in the romance of a song, and that was one such situation. So I have experience of kind of wearing a dress in the freezing cold in Switzerland, in the snow, or being in such situations where you're not necessarily dressed for the occasion, or it may not seem normal to a viewer, to the audience, but it makes for a cinematic moment, and that was one such. So I think you'd get a far more interesting response from Martin, who was, I think, in shock doing something like this, but he was wonderful with it, and it was great. And at the end of it, because it was so cold, Gurinder was such a sport. She and Paul kind of went in and did the same moment that me and Martin were doing, and we all had a good laugh. It was really wonderful. She's great. I mean, she's very bright, dare I say, and she's very clever. I mean, having been involved in the scripting of a film obviously keeps her so on the ball. I mean, she knows what she wants. She knows what emotion she wants to extract out of the actor or the scene or the moment, and she's very there. So in that sense, she makes an excellent director. At the same time, the beauty of working with her is how she makes it fun. The film has a lot of funny moments, and we'd enjoy them while filming them, and I think that calls for an all-in-all good experience, truly. The schedule was grueling. I mean, my character, I think like by the end of it, we were like, my character, Gurinder, Santosh, the cinematographer, I think all of us, the sound department, I don't think we had a single day off. We have worked every single day of the entire schedule. It's like the first day I go through the schedule and you have working days and holidays. And I was desperately looking for that H, and there was no holiday against my character. I was like, I don't get a single day off. And it was truly, in that sense, it was an exhausting schedule. But it just zipped by. I mean, we actually had fun along with the serious hard work. Like with all these song sequences, while it's physically draining, we're all kind of putting in so much and trying to get those wrapped within schedule. At the end of the day, we'd still have enough time to get the entire unit on the floor and kind of redo the whole song at one go, and we'd film it and we'd get everyone to participate, and it was just so much of fun. It suddenly made all the past 4 or 5 days of filming just one big party, and everyone was having a good laugh. Martin is a wonderful guy. We met first at the reading that we had during that workshop that I said just a week before we started filming, and he was instantly warm, and it kind of already prepared me for what the working experience would be like, because we went through that reading really nicely with Gurinder in discussion about our characters, about the film, being light, and we immediately were like, we had known each other from before. That wasn't the first meeting, and that definitely was great, because we were at ease, even though it could have worked fine otherwise, I guess, going by characters not supposed to be extremely warm from the onset, but it made the acting experience very, very comfortable. There were some great scenes, great moments, and I think working in these 3 different areas as well, working in the UK was a really long schedule, and got us all immediately well acquainted, and we worked very well together. And then they came over to India, so that was extremely new for them. For Martin and Daniel to come forth to a new country, and you know, you can be prepared for all kinds of reactions, and a new culture, a new country, a new atmosphere to be working in and working with. But they were brilliant. And then we went forth to LA, and it was like his hometown for now. And it was just really, really nice. I mean, by the end of it, we all had gone through a very big experience through the making of the film, and there was a nice connection. They're fond memories.